Okay, this is a reaction video and pretty much continuing on the theme that I've been recently on about U.S. versus, not U.S. versus, but U.S. Things that we do here in the U.S. and that are not done in other places around the world. And this is 21 things in the U.S. that puzzles most foreigners. And this is kind of curious to see what's written here, what they're going to come up with here. So 21 things in the U.S. that puzzle most foreigners. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and let's see what these are. Maybe I can explain some of them to you.
Well, you may have lived in the United States your whole life without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world.
No, I think I've gotten that pretty clearly. I think I knew that already, but I've done a few videos on this, and this is another one on the subject.
Who knew that munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish? Well, here are some other highly entertaining Americanisms I've gathered. Let's count it down from number 21. Sales tax is a guessing game.
Yeah, this is something I've talked about. If it's the first time you've ever seen a video of mine, we've talked about this sales tax. It's not, in most countries, whatever you see the price on the shelf, that's what the price is, that's what you pay. But in the United States, you have the sales tax, and it makes it a little bit more of a guessing game, like he says.
When you go shopping in the U.S. and see a price tag that says $14.88, don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register. Sales tax is not included in the price of an item. And since this tax can vary from state to state,
which is something I've said before,
figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax is already included in the price. It's known as a value-added tax, or VAT. Number 20. We're total workaholics.
Yeah, we don't like vacations here. I love vacations, but most people don't. Based on what I've heard around the rest of the world, they have a lot more time off than we do in the United States.
A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations, so they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever using them. Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year. But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay. Wow, maybe I should...
That makes more sense to me, to be honest with you.
Take some time off, or perhaps I'll just keep waiting. 19. It's not a party without red Solo cups.
Yeah, this is something I've also seen, is the red Solo cups. If you don't know what they are, just look them up. They're just plastic cups that you'll see when most people do tailgating or parties. Those red Solo cups seem to be everywhere.
In the States, this red plastic cup is synonymous with "party on, dude." But other countries apparently don't recognize this cup to mean the same thing. People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers. They have to go to a special website to purchase the cups for American-themed parties.
Wow, for American-themed parties. I like to go to one of these American-themed parties and see if you get it, how much you get right, what you think we are like in the United States.
Who knew? Number 18. Deep-fried everything.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't know if we talked about a whole lot, but Americans like deep frying things. Whether it's, it doesn't matter what it is. I've even seen deep fried Snickers bars.
Whether it's fried pickles or even fried Oreos,
yeah,
America has it all. Fried fish recipes first appeared in Spanish and Portuguese cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE. But as America...
Yep, we didn't invent it, but we probably perfected it.
It does with many things. They've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch, or 5. 17. Get everything you need right at the pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not from the U.S., it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles of over-the-counter meds, toys, makeup, clothes, and even groceries. Unlike in other countries,
there's a place called CVS Pharmacy, but you can get anything you want there. You can get milk, you can get potato chips, you can get, or crisps if you live in what you call them in Britain. You can get literally anything you want. It's just like a one-stop shop.
Where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies exclusively. The ones in the U.S. are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop.
This kind of convenience.
16. Fill her up. In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, that's one of the things I have known a long time is that in Germany or in Europe, places like that, if you order a Coke, you get the Coke, but it's not a free refill. In the United States, you get a free refill on fountain drinks.
But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it. France banned refills.
Now, I imagine you could probably, like I said, if I bought a Coke and I drank all my Coke, and I could order another one, but I would probably just have to pay for it. But yeah.
On sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic. But
yeah,
in the U.S., the idea of free refills is still alive and well.
And I think you should have free refills, to be honest with you.
15. If you don't like it, return it. Whether it's an ugly sweater from Grandma or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex, if you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal and super easy. I mean, the U.S. even has a National Returns Day in January.
Yeah, if you've ever worked retail or in the United States, if anybody's ever worked retail, they know that during the Christmas holidays, you're selling. But after Christmas is when the returns start. People who either already have the item or got two of the same thing, or it didn't, for whatever reason, they return it and they get their money back. And that's just how it's done in the United States. I don't know if it's done all the way around the world like that, but that is something that we do in the United States.
Conveniently help for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about. 14. Tips for everyone.
Yeah, we've talked about this, the tipping culture in the United States.
Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them. Tips are acceptable for almost any service in the U.S. and sometimes consist of 25% of the bill.
Not necessarily 25%. Sometimes it's 15. Sometimes it's 20. It's up to you what you want to pay. And I've said this before. You don't have to tip. It's not like a law that says that you have to tip, but it's just expected of you.
We haven't started tipping surgeons yet, but there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude, like in restaurants. When you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone. 13. I'll take my coffee to go.
Americans love coffee. We drink an awful lot of it.
With a Starbucks on every corner, it's very normal to see people toting around a coffee as they shop, commute to work, and whatever else at all times of the day. But in many parts of the world, coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper.
I did a video from a guy in the Czech Republic. Coffee comes in a little saucer, and yeah, just meant to be sat and enjoyed, not taken everywhere you go.
Or chatting with friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and take longer to drink. Who's got that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours? Sounds like fun.
Especially with our working culture that we have.
Fun to me. Number 12. The land of ice-cold drinks.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess I understand this one.
Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade, soda, water. Americans like it on the rocks. If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe slightly refrigerated.
And that's something I noticed when I was in Germany. Every place I went, if I ordered a Sprite, it would come without ice. And it was cold, but it wouldn't stay cold for very long because there was no ice in it. And I understand the reasoning behind it. I'm guessing because if you put too much ice in it, there's not enough Sprite in there. But Americans like their ice cubes, that's for sure.
If you don't specifically ask for ice. Number 11. Keeping the AC on at all times.
Yeah, Americans love their air conditioner. My air conditioner is not on right now, but usually during the summer months, and at least where I'm at, the air conditioner is always on because of the heat outside.
Americans must have an aversion to being hot. In many parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States. Here, it's expected to always have the AC blaring, and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it.
The other thing about it is some places not only have the air conditioner on, but they have the air conditioner on so low. I don't have the air conditioner on so low, so it's like that. But some people have the air conditioner on so low that you could have to layer up. It's even though it's hot, it's incredibly hot outside. They have the air conditioner on so low that you actually some people will bring a coat with them so they could put it on while they're inside to warm up and then take it off when they leave. That is not unusual. My girlfriend does that.
Number 10. Looking at dollars is a snooze fest. I remember going to Europe for the first time and thinking their banknotes looked like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot of countries have bills of different colors and sizes depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian rubles. But not in the U.S. It's all greenbacks, baby. Sure, 10s look a little yellowy, 50s are kind of pinkish, and Benjamins seem bluer than the others. But still, U.S. dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies.
When I first had euros in my hand, I was, because you're not used to them. It's the first time I ever had them. I'm like, good. What is this? Is this real? Is this real? Can I actually use it? Until I actually used it, it did look kind of strange. But I would imagine the same would be for people from other countries if they had American currency. They probably were like, look at all this stuff. It looks almost the same.
Number 9, giving a thumbs up.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah, America.
Even little kids know a thumbs up means good job. Way to go.
You guys don't do thumbs up around the rest of the world? You guys don't go like that?
Or anything positive like that. But if you travel to Greece or the Middle East and give this common American gesture, you probably won't
They probably think you're saying up yours. That's probably what they think.
Make too many friends. Hey, how about giving this video a thumbs up for the useful tip? Number 8, the date writing conundrum.
Ah, yes, this is obviously Americans. We put the month, the date, and the year. Around the world, it's the day, the month, and the year.
So many visitors to the U.S. get really confused by the month, day, year thing, because most parts of the world write the day, then the month, then finally the year. There's no clear historical reason why the U.S. insists on writing the day differently, but we just do.
We're different. We march to our beat of our own drummer. That's just how we are.
Number 7, pre-baby baby showers.
Yeah, I've seen this too, that this is unusual that we have, that if a woman is pregnant and about, close to her due date, that they have a baby shower where they get together and they give gifts for the new arrival.
Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is one of the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here. In East Asian countries, for instance, celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise is seen as bad luck. Number 6, where "how are you" means hello.
Yeah, how are you? That doesn't mean they want to start a conversation. It's just nod, yeah.
Oh.
Talked about this before as well.
Sure, people ask each other how they're doing in other countries, but Americans often use this phrase as a replacement for hey or hello. It doesn't even require a real response. People just answer with fine thanks, even if they're in a horrible mood or had a terrible day. Number 5, bathroom stalls.
Yeah, when I was in Germany, I liked that a hell of a lot better than what I like in the United States. Now, look, I realize that on the right, that's the American. On the left, that's the foreign stall. And yeah, you could literally look in and peek and see a person doing their business in the bathroom stall. But nobody does that. It's just how it's set up. I don't know why it's set up that way. I don't know the history. I don't know if this person's going to tell us the history of it. But yeah, I tend to agree with the people from other lands about bathroom stalls.
That aren't so private. Don't like doing your business in front of complete strangers? Americans don't either, of course, but the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems to say otherwise. There's no clear reason as to why there's this big gap in public bathroom stalls here, but many guess it's for safety reasons or ventilation. Just saying. Number 4.
It's still crazy.
No one uses their inside voice.
The hell does that mean?
A lot of my friends who are visiting or moved to the U.S. tell me that locals speak so loud.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, Americans don't get up close to each other and have conversations. This is something we had before. We just don't do that.
To other countries. Whether it's talking on your cell phone or chatting with a friend over lunch, Americans seem to really like projecting their voice. I don't know. Maybe we just want to make sure we're heard. Number 3. It's all about choices. Walk into
Americans love their choices.
Any grocery store aisle, and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies, crackers, or cereal. People in the UK don't have these many options for food.
Let me know if in the UK you don't really have that many options. I would think you guys would have a lot of options. But yeah, in the United States, we love our choices. We don't like to get just one kind of thing. In fact, one of the videos I did prior to this one, from Czech Republic, there was just one beer on tap. And somebody from Great Britain told me that no, in the pubs there, they have plenty of, I kind of expected that they have plenty of beers on tap. And we just love our choices.
And you'll almost never find anything in grape flavor there. Number 2.
Yeah, something that's grape flavor?
Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting into a cab, it's customary in the States to scoot on into the back seat.
Yeah, we never get in the front seat with the driver. We always sit in the back seat.
But in countries like New Zealand and Australia, riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude.
Well, that's interesting. I did not know that. So if I ever make it out to the land down under to Australia, if I need to take a cab, I need to get in the front seat. Okay, that's interesting to know.
Number 1, that classic American smile.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a classic American smile, but it sounds like if we give that classic American smile, people think we're about ready to do something really, really wicked.
In the U.S., people aren't afraid to be nice and show their pearly whites all the time. And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country, it forced people to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language.
Well, that explains it. That makes sense.
That's just one more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or maybe we're just, friendlier. Whether you're from the U.S. or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the list? Let me know down in the comments.
I'm sure there probably are a few more that are out there, but I'm going to actually stop doing videos like this. I've done enough of these. I'm going to look to do other things. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it.